Philadelphia, and JM1-3, who's on the PR, looking to climb that rank. He'll have to do so at the expense of Illusion's Enzo. Welcome to Grand Finals, CodeName Bears 202. Here we go to Pokemon Stadium. It's going to get messy, mini boss.
Yeah, especially with the Joker going up against Lucina. Very surprising that he didn't stick with a Palu pick. And dash attack going to work so far. Wait and shield, great patience from Enzo. The way that JM1-3 was showing patience against Sabo's Greninja, Enzo is going to respond to that in earnest. And right now he is working on a 0 to death, going to try and chip out to get it, but 106 put on, still locking down that 0 to death potential. But the damage is finally put in. JM1-3 finally gets a little bit chalked up for himself, but still relatively unscathed right now, charging ahead, showing why he's a top player. Enzo making it very hard for him, and actually finding it relatively difficult to close out this stock, even though 152 damage has been put onto Lucina now, but he will find it a lot easier with Arsene in the wings. Going to try and pay down with the enhanced bullets, not going to find it, and JM1-3 will get stage control back. Chase away game will keep him from that dash attack, finally closes it out. But at 70%, the way that Enzo was taking control of those first interactions, you would have thought he would have been a lot less unscathed going up against JM1-3 trying to close out his first stock. We'll see. I mean, he is just proving me wrong every chance he gets.
Doing that for a lot of the best parts tonight.
Yeah.
Enzo, beautifully done on the edge guard. Only 79 percentage points worth of damage, and don't get me wrong, JM1-3 has been doing quite well with a whole bevy of characters. Saw him break up the Inkling last set, and obviously did pretty well with Palutena. I don't know if you noticed that, but he's been, but this is just Enzo playing at a whole different level.
My God.
If you don't tech that, you will pay with your life, and certainly with your last stock. That's Enzo taking game number 1, 3 stock fashion.
Just the way that Enzo just showed JM1-3, you're up against a whole other beast when you come up against Grand Finals and me. Both of these guys trying to get their, I think, first Grand Finals crowns tonight, right?
I believe... No.
Oh, okay.
Enzo has won one before, in fact.
Back in March, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
May, okay.
That's true, yeah. So, the Enzo has won some before. The whole stigma on Enzo really has been like he's won the CodeName Bears when the others haven't been around, which honestly is not fair.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't feel like, because he's been part of some of the biggest moments of CodeName Bears thus far.
I mean, he just made one right there. The way he was able to recognize that back air confirm off the bounce of the stage was sick.
Exactly, the awareness of that. And JM1-3, I mean, you got to wonder maybe if he hits that tech, doesn't put himself in that situation. But Enzo catching these landings so easily, not letting JM1-3 back onto the stage at all, trying to get something off of the ledge trump. And indeed, finding his mark. Enzo does not miss often. And looking for the back air on the read. However, JM1-3 stays at ledge. He does not want to go anywhere near center stage as long as Enzo is facing it seems like. But the back air!
And he was facing center stage that time too, and that led to the back air takeout because of that.
Yeah, and that's, goodness gracious. Even with his back turned, a deadly force is young Joker. Indeed, Enzo, who has solidified himself as one of the better PTs. So good, in fact, that it wound up taking a game off of Nairo at the start of last season in Suplex City. Wound up losing the set 2-1, but definitely earning the respect of Nairo, who you might have heard of. Once or twice. Yeah.
How's it spelled?
Nairo.
Okay.
It's actually,
I think I saw him before.
It's actually over in Jersey, which honestly doesn't get a whole lot of publicity. So, like, if you haven't really
I'll have to check him
there.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's on. Mixer. Yeah.
Oh, Mixer. Okay.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, yeah.
Trying to get on that that ninja trend, I guess.
Yeah, totally. You can probably find him on Justin TV as well.
Now that is a flashback I did not want to go to.
Welcome to Flashback Friday, folks, where I just make random references. That's pretty much every single Bears, though. Anyway, the throw off the stage and the up air. Enzo has yet to lose a stock this whole set.
Insane. Hey!
You're welcome, JM1-3. Anyways, we go forward. It's gonna take a little bit more in order to win this game. However, I think he realizes that, especially with Enzo just pushing at in all gears forward.
Yeah.
And just right now, it's JM1-3 putting up a decent wall, but there's only so much you can do against the seemingly unstoppable force that is Enzo right now.
Yeah, Joker able to get those relatively low-sending attacks that'll be able to string into his own combo potential. But right now, JM1-3 going to try to beat that out, even though he has Arsene with the beefy hits in the wings. Skirt around with Nair. Great hop away to avoid that that flood of shield pressure that Enzo was dishing out. And but a grab, yep.
Down throw into the back air once again. Well parried by Enzo. There's something about that sound, like especially when you're down, it's just so morale breaking. Oh, the explosive flame into the Rebels guard.
I mean, that fed 1/4 of the Rebels guard. That's not fair.
And there's another one. So the down air with the spiking hitbox as soon as Arsene comes out. Only has a spiking hitbox when Arsene is out, I believe. That or it's definitely a size increase at the very least.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Enzo driving away with a full 2-stock victory on JM1-3, who is now being made to reconsider pretty much his entire offensive measure here. I'm thinking a character switch.
Yeah, he's certainly hovering around the board like a bee, trying to find his way back to the hive.
I mean, he's lost.
Very erratic movement, yeah.
To quote The Clash, he's lost in the supermarket. And
okay.
That's a good album, by the way. Anyway, it's going to be the Inkling that comes out against Joker at Town and City. So he has a little bit of room with which to work, but I don't know what good that does him. The kill's off in the side, probably. He's going to have to rely on that burial to ink brush. I haven't seen really anything to indicate that Enzo would leave himself open to it.
No, I mean, JM1-3 hasn't utilized it all that much, and that's just because, like you said, his opponents have been so aware of it, and, I mean, rightly so. You'd be hard-pressed to find an Inkling that doesn't try to get that as the kill confirmed. But
you have to, otherwise,
yeah.
Like, this is a character without the burial into Booyah brush. This is, or the blaster. This is a character with some serious arthritis. Like, you have a hard time killing at some point because you rely so much on the combination game that if you're not getting your one solid kill confirmed, you're not killing anything until like 210 or so.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's going to be Enzo who's going to look for this first stock. Relatively slower game number 3, which I feel like favors JM1-3. Just as I say that, it's going to be the drop kick to the back at about 144%. That eventually gets the kill.
And we'll see. He was able to survive at least one encounter with Arsene, so something working out for him. We were a little remiss to find it, but maybe if history repeats itself, shield pressure is going to be insane.
Yeah, go ahead and waste your ink. See if I care, kid.
Yeah, that
Enzo, that was disrespectful, bro.
I mean, that's shield pressure. I mean, your opponent is going to tend to accept hits more now that he knows that he can't shield as much to escape them.
Good awareness by Enzo to not pursue any further jab options, realizing that JM1-3 hit the tech. Neutral air, however, gives himself a little bit of space in the back air. It's going to give him a little bit of stock.
Yeah, popped them the right way, and Inklings tend to go in with roller before they enact their usual recovery. So great awareness from Enzo to recognize that's the way that JM1-3 was going, and doling out that back air to be able to take out that roller attempt. But again, on stage, early percents, Inkling finding these combos a lot more than Joker is. Trying to get a read off that down smash. Not going to find it. And half gallon of tank there, or of ink, versus a virtually empty Rebels guard. And at 119, he has to get this stock claim. He cannot mess around. He has to find some way to get him out. But he can do it. He can do it with a little bit of extra time.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but Joker does not run out of bullets, so he can.
Yeah, he's got the Game Shark in there.
Somehow, ink is a finite resource for a squid, but the bullets just like they give them out like candy in Japan, apparently.
Yeah, what's all this blood? I can make more.
Yeah, exactly. Is that like I have no idea what the nature of ink is in the Splatoon universe. I would love to break it into Nintendo and read the Splatoon Bible, but
yeah.
like, I unfortunately cannot read Japanese. I know that's going to be taken out of context. So I'd love to break it into Nintendo. A quote by Sue the Announcer.
172,
oh.
And just as Arsene was going to come out, great cutoff there and resort them back to the basic Rebels Guard capacity.
Yeah, and that falling up air, great kill if you can get it. Enzo finds himself in that position. He got caught.
And here we go again. Oh, wow, cut it short. That was actually great. Not letting history repeat itself and keep Enzo on guard. And, okay, wow, platforms are going away, but they both hopped off. So.
Yeah, no, he expected it, so when he saw the shield drop, JM1-3 was ready with that neutral air to catch him and try to start something up. Won't have an advantage in terms of damage, and JM1-3 is indeed on his winner's side stock, or really the tournament stock, I guess I should say. Enzo up 2-0 here.
And that drag down fair set up to a little bit of a combo attempt, but he still finds bear purchase. And we see a lot more of the Rebels Guard finally coming out, counter coming in, but smash attack, true setup for Inklings will make JM1-3 edge out Game 3 and going on to Game 4.
Yeah, so he does find that he does find the blaster off of the top. I feel like at just the right percentage for that to be a true kill confirm.
Yeah, and just at the right moment too, because he used that very sparingly on stage, if at all.
And he was done with ink.
Yeah.
At that point, you heard that that empty ink sound right at the very end. So as we go to game number 4. He ain't deviating away from the kid and the squid one bit. We go back to TNC as well. So, I mean, Town and City has served Enzo very well, so I can see why. He's gonna want those kills off to the side, looking for those falling back airs again. Because I mean, it's hard enough for Inkling to land. So you might as well get whatever you can off of the sides and get whatever juggle situations with that high ceiling. However, it's not like Inkling can't juggle either.
Okay, looking to find way in as Arsene tries to help out Joker a little bit, but just wow, very hard committal on that up smash. But again, Arsene only needs a couple moves to put yourself in very close range to that blast zone. A little bit of chip. Whoa!
Beautifully done! Only one hit on the fastfall up air into the kill confirm off of the top. That is not the sort of super jump that JM1-3 was looking for. And
now he has just Joker by himself, so he got the full extent of the fair that time and got a little bit more of a longer string to push JM1-3 into 48, now 56 damage, but the Bury coming in clutch yet again, at least for the first stock this time around for JM1-3, keeping stocks even.
I feel like Enzo is more than okay with that. You didn't see him flinch. Like, he wasn't sad about losing that stock. He got 65%. He's on a decent pace. Going to try to lull JM1-3 to sleep here and try to keep him in this edge guard situation. JM1-3 is going to be predicated by how well he can get back on stage, and eventually does so with the roll get up. Enzo found himself pretty unready for that. But
yeah, the way he used his guns, the way that Inklings go in with roller, he's vulnerable. The way the up B doesn't give any invuln or hitbox going up, that means Inklings vulnerable yet again. So that is the perfect opportunity to use gun to try to stifle out and maybe keep JM1-3 a little bit flabbergasted, and maybe that time will make him flub up his recovery in some way.
He was expecting him to fall as fast as possible to try his luck on the ledge once again. However, does not get the 2-frame with that down tilt. Doesn't matter. However, he is sitting at 59% and has his opposition on his tournament stock. However, this was the case last time, and we saw how that ended.
But 83-95 with only half charge on Rebel. But he has to find foothold on stage or else it'll be all for naught.
Guns.
Trying to skirt away with him. Now he's sticking in that close-up game. He knows that JM1-3 has to charge ahead to get this stock claim, and it has to do it with either this or the next hit, and there it is.
Oh, beautifully done. Saw that he was just a little too close for the Booyah Brush to work. So, goes with the blaster instead. Kills off at the top. And all of a sudden, JM1-3, this is doable.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. If he gets full coat, or if he gets a good ink bomb in, this is right back even. But that's why we see Enzo resort to that faraway gameplay to try to resort to that ink bomb to get the counter up and get Rebel's guard up a lot quicker than normal. And he has half now, 18%, and JM1-3 very hurting right now, 80%, and hopped on stage just free like that, now 90.
Oh, and that's going to be it. The F smash gets called out. Or rather, JM1-3 gets called out by the F smash. However you want to phrase it, there's only one thing you can say about Enzo. He is your CodeName Bears 202 champion.
Just the way that Enzo was able to resort gameplay, the way that JM1-3 stuck with Palu, and then he adapted to Palu very well. And then Inkling, it took him a round or two, but at the same time, you know, when Inkling was going for a little bit of faraway game, trying to spread with Nair, he was in shield for a little bit, but he had the patience to stay in shield. And at the end, when he had stock advantage, he resorted to guns and made JM1-3 get pressure, or have to resort to moving in.
Right.
And that, you know, that just shows how Enzo, like you said before, Juice, Blazing Pasta, 6WX, those are the mainstays that most people know. But Enzo is right behind him. And if he plays his cards right, and if he keeps doing what he did tonight with Joker, he's going to make it very hard for those guys going forward.
It's always nice to have an ace up your sleeve. It's even nicer to have yourself a Joker. So that's going to do it for us here at CodeName Bears. Zant has been behind the production desk. You can follow him at Zant SSB, correct? There you go. And Mini Boss, where can they get at you on Twitter?
MiniBoss_SSB.
And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Stu, the announcer. So that's going to do it for us here at the laboratory. For all of us here at Clash Tournaments, wishing you good night. Happy smashing, everyone. We will see you next time here at CodeName Bears.